If you're thinking about moving to San Jose, then you found the right video. How's it going, everybody? Jason Wayne here, Keller Williams, Silicon Valley. Hey, today we're going to talk about the pros and the cons, that's right, of living in San Jose. Look, if you've seen my other videos, you know I've talked about a lot of the good things about San Jose. I talked about the reasons why I moved back. I've also talked about some of the bad stuff in their own separate videos. But today in this video, we're just going to combine everything. We're in San Jose specific, okay? We're just going to talk about San Jose, the good, the bad, the ugly. You know, like I always say, if you know anything about me, you know I'm not going to blow any smoke up your rear. I'm going to tell you the cold, hard truth, okay? So look, let's get right into it. All right, pro number one here for San Jose. I have one of the things I think that sticks out to me the most is that San Jose is actually a very, very, I think, clean city. All right, I know it's crazy to think. I know if you're living in Missouri right now or Kansas, and you're thinking about San Jose, you're thinking, oh, California. What are you talking about? We see the homelessness and the drug usage and really just the degradation of our cities, and it's just kind of a mess, right? Hey, that partly is true. Look, LA, San Francisco, Oakland, it's pretty sad what's going on in those cities, all right? But look, San Jose, I'll say San Jose is actually still running pretty good. I don't know if you're familiar with a YouTuber. His name's Nick Johnson. He came out here last year. He actually interviewed me on his channel. He did a video about coming to San Jose. And the first thing he said when he interviewed me, he says, hey, man, I came to San Jose after he had just gone to LA and seen all the mess there in San Francisco and all the needles and homelessness and drug usage, right? And he toured all the tent cities, kind of the big mess in Oakland. I mean, there's just huge homeless thing, which is fascinating, by the way. Definitely watch that video on Oakland where he gets into kind of the homeless camps there and the hierarchy. There's actual power structure in there. There's a political structure within these tent cities. Very fascinating. But he came to San Jose. He goes, man, San Jose is really nice, Jason. You know, what's going on? I said, you know what? We're very lucky that San Jose, even though we're pushing on about 1 million people in San Jose proper, we got about 3.5 million people in quote unquote Silicon Valley. That's everything from Mountain View down to South San Jose. Maybe you could touch on Morgan Hill if you really wanted to pull them in. You know, it's a big area. And so we're very fortunate here that South Bay, right, has been managed really well. And I think part of that is obviously due to the tech industry that's really kind of been predominant here for, you know, 20, 25, 30 years, you know. And so because of the tech industries here, there's a lot of tax revenue. And so, you know, we're able to kind of keep our city in fairly good shape, you know. And we actually just elected a mayor here. His name's Matt Mahan, kind of a pragmatic guy, right? He's a Democrat, right? Obviously, you know, San Jose, this is the Bay Area. We're not exactly getting a lot of Republicans here, right? But when you compare, you know, what's going on in LA and San Francisco, London Breed, all these mayors that are just destroying their cities. I mean, let's just put it bluntly. That's what they're doing. You know, Matt Mahan here in San Jose is kind of more of a fair-minded guy. And he's like, hey, look, I just want to come in here, do good. He's, you know, he's actually not born in San Jose, but he's raised his family here. He's built businesses here. And he has a real kind of desire to really see San Jose, you know, really flourish. And so even though, like I said, even though he's a Democrat, he actually got a lot of support from the local Republican Party here. The Silicon Valley GOP was actually endorsing him over Cindy Chavez, who was, you know, his running, or, you know, who he was running against in this last mayor election. And so because San Jose just kind of has this kind of old school, what do we call it? Kind of like a libertarian kind of mindset. We're not as hardcore left as like Oakland, San Francisco, and LA are, you know, with all this woke stuff. San Jose doesn't quite go that far. It is left leaning, fairly liberal leaning, but we do have this old timey kind of hacker techie libertarian vibe here. And so because of that, I think that's what's allowed San Jose to just maintain itself. Now, do we have homelessness and crime and things like that? Of course, but it's certainly not as bad as you're going to see in other cities. And so because of that, I think San Jose, just being a good, clean city, is definitely one of the #1 pros. All right, number 2 pro here. Look, San Jose, it's no secret. It's something we obviously everybody knows about because of quote unquote Silicon Valley. I just talked about it, as there's lots and lots of jobs here, all right? Not just in the tech industry, although tech is one of the major employment, you know, industries here, but just when you have 3.5 million people living in the South Bay, there's just going to be a lot of jobs, whether you want to, work in security or finance or banking, whatever, right? You want to start your own company, you can do it here. When you have 3.5 million people, you're going to be able to do whatever it is you want, okay? And so even though some of the things about living here, we talk about later how expensive it is, right? The cost of living in these things. When you come out here, the jobs, they pay well. San Jose was actually ranked one of the highest cities in the nation for employment satisfaction. So employees that come out here, they really love working for the companies they work for. I mean, how could you not when you work for Google and, well, is Yahoo even still? Yeah, Yahoo's still around. When you work for Google and Yahoo and Facebook, man, when you see the campuses that a lot of these employees work at, it's absolute opulence, right? I mean, I was fortunate enough myself to work for Genentech. I worked for Genentech some years back, and man, I was in South San Francisco there. I mean, the campus was huge. We had food and cafes, and we had concerts on Fridays and all kinds of fun stuff. I mean, it's definitely not the worst place to work. And so it's no wonder why people actually enjoy their jobs here. And so if you're looking to come out here and you're getting on with a big tech company, or you want to come out here because you have a dream, you want to innovate something, look, this is where it's at. This is where the people are. This is where the jobs are that are really going to sustain whatever it is you want to do. And so honestly, like I say, we talk about all the time about New York. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. If you can make it in Silicon Valley, you can make it anywhere, because this is where the action is. And because of that, it just creates this really great, innovative, fun, exciting environment. So that's number 2 pro for living in San Jose. All right, number 3 pro of living in San Jose, everybody. Look, you know what it is. It's the elephant in the room. It's the weather here, okay? Look, but here's the thing. I know you probably watch a lot of videos about San Jose, and they always say how nice the weather is. I've mentioned it in my other videos. Yeah, we get it. San Jose's got nice weather. I'm not going to get into that again. The reason I want to talk about the weather is that maybe you're moving from the Midwest, okay? Like I talk about all the time. If you're from Ohio and Kansas, you're from the, northern states or whatever, man, it gets cold as heck up there. You got tornadoes and windstorms and hurricanes wherever you're coming from. Weather can be nuts, okay? And especially in the summer. Think about this. You got this. I feel bad for those in the Midwest. I lived in Denver for quite 6-7 years. And man, all winter it's all cold and you're hunkered down, and it's snowstorm out there and sleet and all just disaster out there. And all you think about is, oh, I can't wait for summer. But then what happens when summer hits? Boom, here come all the thunderstorms, right? You're trying to have a party in the park for your kid, and a thunderstorm comes and blows it all out, or there's a tornado warning, and you got to go get in your car and drive the heck out of there. So you don't have to worry about that. So again, like I said, we talk about the weather in California, or in San Jose specifically. I'm not just saying that it's nice just because it's nice, but I'm saying it's nice because you can plan things. You can plan a party in the park, in your backyard. You want to fire up the grill with your friends and drink some beers out on the patio. You can do it. You don't have to worry about the weather coming ruining your party. So because of that, the weather's great. Or I was also going to add too, like if you're into like gardening and things, you can garden year round here. So because we don't have the extremes, right? We don't get those super hot summers and those super cold winters. If you're into gardening, and look, people in California, we're very, very health conscious people. We love growing our own food. And so you can grow year round out here. And even if you want to put a little greenhouse or something in your backyard, you can do that. But not only the weather, I'll add, but our soil out here is a very, very fertile type of soil. I mean, there's a reason why so much of the produce and fruits and vegetables and nuts and all that come from California. So because of that, look, because the weather's so nice, again, you can plan things. You can go for a motorcycle ride. You can go for a bicycle ride with your friends. You can grill in the backyard. You don't have to worry about the weather ruining your party. All right, pro number 4, ladies and gents. Pro number 4 here is our diversity, all right? But when I talk about diversity, again, I'm not just going to talk about the surface level diversity, okay? Or I'm not going to talk about the ethnic diversity of people, which San Jose absolutely has, all right? Every nation on the planet has people living in San Jose that come from it, okay? We have just diversity of food and people, and again, diversity of businesses that you can build and things you can do, okay? So when you come to California, when you come to San Jose specifically, just there's so many different things to do. There's so many different places to go eat. But the diversity here, again, I'll just get into the diversity of things to do. If you move to San Jose and you're sitting on your couch and you're sitting around going, I'm bored, all right? If you're bored after you move to San Jose, that's your fault, okay? That's your fault, because between the oceans and the mountains and the farmers markets, all right, and the valleys and the national parks, the state parks, right, all the different food and things you can do and bicycle rides you can go on, there is so much to do. The diversity of the people, right? Your neighbors are going to be, this is one of the cool things. And let me add this. This is one of the cool things I love about San Jose, is that when you look across our neighborhoods, every different culture and race and religion and whatever, everybody just lives amongst everybody else, all right? We don't have specific sides of town that are for certain groups of people, you know what I mean? Like, everybody just lives amongst everybody else, and it's really awesome because, man, you get neighbors that'll bring you some tamales, you'll get neighbors that'll bring you some, my neighbors make me this soup that they make in Thailand. Oh my God, it's so delicious. It's got those mussels, and it's made with wine, and it's just so good, right? So anyways, diversity, man, it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Not only is California ripe with it, but so is San Jose, Silicon Valley. All right, number 5, pro, the last pro for today. We'll just talk about the schools, all right? This is a rare thing to say about California, right? About any city when we think about schools. You know, a lot of cities are known for having some of the not best schools, right? Whatever, again, we're talking about leadership of these cities, talking about whether it's, school administrators, etc., corruption, right? Unions, blah, blah, whatever. Okay, maybe that's true everywhere else in California. In San Jose, look, we have some of the best schools in the state. All right, we have Valley Christian, Lynbrook. All right, we have not in Stanford. I mean, if you're looking at colleges, we have Stanford. And Stanford's one of the most premier colleges in the nation. Okay, Glider School District here in South San Jose, where I live, very, 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 very well renowned. I mean, people move to these neighborhoods because they want their kids to go to these schools, okay? And even like myself, I graduated from Santa Teresa High School a long time ago. I don't want to talk about it, but I graduated Santa Teresa High School, and I didn't turn out terrible, right? I mean, I'm kind of doing all right, I think. So look, I know you're probably thinking, man, and I don't blame people for saying they want to homeschool their kids or put them in private schools. We've got great private schools too. But if you want to put your kid in the public school system, man, you'll be pretty good. You'll be doing all right if you do it here in San Jose. All right, let's roll, everybody. Are you ready for the cons? All right, let's do the cons. Look, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to rip these cons out, and you're going to be so freaked out, you're going to say, there's no way in heck I'm ever going to move to California. No way I'm moving to San Jose. Well, look, guess what? Just like anywhere, like I said, everywhere's going to have its cons. I think personally the cons that I'm about to list are not deal breakers, all right? If you really want to come out here, if you got a job opportunity out here, do not let these cons get in the way of you coming out here and experiencing everything that San Jose and Silicon Valley has to offer. And look, if you move out here and you don't like it, guess what? You can always move back, but at least you came out here, you gave it a shot, and hey, your life will be better for it, right? But let's get into it, all right? All right, con number 1 of living in San Jose. Again, like I always say, the elephant in the room. Yes, I know, it's expensive. Yes, San Jose is by far one of the most expensive cities on the planet, all right? And look, when we talk about, before we talked about all the opportunity, right? When we talked about all the things you could do, all the jobs, yeah, it's going to be more expensive, all right? But I'll say our sales tax, very expensive. I think Santa Clara County is over 9%. Okay, we have some of the highest gas taxes in the nation. Or I think I did in one of my last videos. I talked about we're like $1.30 a gallon per gallon more, right, than the national average. So yes, all right, we've got some pretty high taxes. But one of the good things I'll say, maybe on the flip side of that coin, our property taxes out here are not terrible. When you move out here, you want to buy a home, you're going to find out that, yeah, that home's expensive. We're like in the 1 million plus average, right, for a home. But we have something called Proposition 13, which is actually going to limit how high your property taxes can go. So don't think that California is just this runaway, right, untethered, tax disaster. It's not. Yes, we have some high taxes, but those high taxes oftentimes are needed to offset the fact that Proposition 13, which caps your property taxes at 2 to 3% per year, well, they got to make up for it somehow, right? And so anytime you have a lower tax somewhere, they're going to raise the tax somewhere else. Like we talk about Texas all the time. Texas has no state income tax. I move a lot of people to Texas. Okay, I get it. You know, you go out there, buy a nice home, right? Get settled. No state income tax. Sales taxes are lower. But what happens? Your property taxes can be pretty crazy out there, right? I mean, geez, Texas is going crazy with the property taxes. And so they got to make it up somewhere, right? And so that's kind of how they do it. So, but again, don't let the taxes scare you off, right? It's a pendulum always swinging. It's going to go high here. It's going to go low there. But all right, number 2 con of living in San Jose, something I complain about always, every opportunity I get, I'm going to bitch about it. It's our downtown, all right? The downtown of San Jose is just, I mean, if you want to say something that just lacks love, right? It needs attention. It leaves a lot to be desired. I actually wrote, you know what I actually wrote? I wrote, downtown sucks. That's actually what I wrote. Downtown San Jose is again, it's just a wasted opportunity. Again, when we talk about 3.5 million people in Silicon Valley, right? We talk about this is where the innovators are. This is where the money is. This is where the venture capitalists. This is where Apple, Google, Facebook, all these big massive companies, they started here. And downtown San Jose has one of the lamest downtowns ever. It's like 3-4 square blocks. Right, you got Original Joe's, you got Morton's, you got the Comedy Club, you got San Pedro Square, and a couple little bars spread in between, and a little things to do here and there, and that's it. That's it. There's your downtown, you know, and it's unnecessary. I think it's terrible. I lived in Denver, and man, Denver didn't have half the population that San Jose had at the time. And that downtown in Denver was rocking. It was hopping, right? You had Lodo and Larimer Square. You had 16th Street Mall. Man, it was so much fun. You could go downtown every day of the week and never experience the same places. There was so much to do. Unfortunately, I heard it's changed now, unfortunately. A friend of mine was saying he doesn't go downtown unless he has to, which sucks because we used to go downtown like every weekend and have a ball. But anyways, downtown San Jose, hopefully the new mayor that I talked about, Matt Mahan, hopefully he can do something to spur some activity down there and get some businesses to open up. But until then, look, we're just going to have to deal with, just having a sucky downtown. All right, con number 3, to piggyback on our downtown that pretty much sucks. Because of that, San Jose is really going to be what I call kind of spread out, all right? It's destination driven because we don't have that hub of activity in the center of the city. Now, if you want to go places, you're going to go to Los Gatos, right? You're going to go to Los Gatos, you're going to park, and you're going to go have fun in downtown Los Gatos. Or you're going to go to Campbell and go to the restaurants and do whatever it is you want to do in Campbell or wherever, right? Morgan Hill has a wonderful little downtown. I did a video walking their downtown. I mean, wonderful little downtown, okay? But because of that, it's just going to lead to more traffic because, a lot of times you could just jump on the light rail and go downtown, have a good time. Now, you're not doing that. You're jumping in the car and you're driving somewhere. And you and millions of other California or San Joseans are driving where they want to go have a good time as well. So it leads to, some traffic, right? And it's, like I say, it's destination driven. So instead of just having that one center hub where you get this nightlife feeling of activity, you got to go to kind of to the surrounding towns to go have a good time. And look, I'll say within San Jose, there is Willow Glen, fantastic neighborhood. I'm going to be doing a video on them soon as well. So definitely stick around for that one. But anyways, point I'm trying to make is that because our downtown's not so great, you do have to drive everywhere. You do have to go park everywhere. Light rail that we have here, even though the light rail does go downtown, which is great, but the light rail doesn't go to Los Gatos or Saratoga. Hey, look, if you're looking to move to San Jose and if you're still watching this, throw me a like, throw me a comment, let me know you're still watching. Like I say again all the time, is like, just let me know you're there. I'm standing in this room thinking about you all who are moving here, trying to give you some value. Let me know you're there. Hopefully this helps answer some questions for you. And if there's a question that you have about San Jose, leave a comment. I'll answer it. In fact, maybe it'll spur me to make another video. Who knows? Okay. Number 4 con of living in San Jose is that it's just not a good place to retire. Okay. This is something when we think about, people are coming to San Jose because they got this great job opportunity, husband, wife, the kids are moving out here. Right? They're excited. And guess what? You raise your kids, they go to schools, right? You hope, right? I'm sure every parent hopes that their kids will go to school and come back, and they'll have their families there, and grandma and grandpa can be around the kids. Well, unfortunately, because of just really that hustle culture that Silicon Valley is known for, because it's so expensive, it's just not the best place really to retire. So what happens a lot of times, people come out here, they make their name, they make their money, and they cash out, right? They cash out from the sale of their home, and they move out of state, and they go somewhere else. And so good. Now, really, the only people that do really retire here are going to be people like myself, right? People like me who bought our home years ago, right? Because of Prop 13, like I talked about, our property taxes are not so terrible. We don't have to pay those high gas taxes and high sales taxes if we don't drive a lot, right? If we don't buy a lot of stuff, you can kind of curb your, your spending that way. And then, like I said, the property taxes just make it, kind of more beneficial if you bought your home years ago. But if you're coming in now buying, a $1 million+ house, you're going to have some pretty substantial property taxes. And so that's ultimately, like, I think when people start getting towards retirement age, they're just going to start doing the math. They're going, hey, you know what? We got all this equity in our house. We can move out of state and go buy something else. And a lot of people are doing that, unfortunately. And now the number 5 con of living in San Jose. Like I told you all earlier, I don't blow smoke. I ain't going to lie to you. I tell you the cold, hard truth. And if you're still watching this, consider yourself lucky, all right? Because I saved the best. Well, maybe it's the worst. I saved the real cold, hard, honest truth for the last, right? And the number 5 con about San Jose is something that's also affecting Silicon Valley. It's affecting California in general, is the California exodus, all right? The California exodus is a major, major problem, okay? Not only affecting the country or the state, but San Jose, San Francisco as well. It's terrible that so many of our companies, right, have moved to other states like Tesla. Although Tesla does appear to be opening an engineering office here, which is good news. But come on, we had HP and Oracle and so many other companies that are massive companies moving their headquarters out of here, and it's having an effect. Okay, it's having a real effect on Silicon Valley. I mean, San Francisco, the office vacancies in San Francisco are at historical highs. I mean, people are just not going back in there because of the, the work from home options now post-COVID. People are just saying, I don't want to live there. And when you go there, I mean, when you go into the cities, man, it's rough, and it's sad to see what it used to be and what it is now. And people have said, you know what, I'm out of here. And so, unfortunately, because of the California exodus, it is leaving a lot of tax revenue leaving here. It's leaving a lot of people moving here. I use Joe Rogan as a great example a lot of times, man. That guy moved out of here and he saved $13 million in taxes, right? Just in state taxes when he signed that Spotify deal. And so because of that, so many people are leaving. And it's left a huge, I think, a $22 billion deficit in California's budget this year. That's going to hurt, okay? That's going to hurt. But, okay, don't let that scare you away. It's like what Warren Buffett says. When everybody's running out of the market, he goes, that's when you run in, okay? And so with Silicon Valley being as resilient as it is, all right, if we got a lot of people that are leaving right now, this is your opportunity to come in and plant your flag and get after it, right? It's like Elon Musk said when a lot of these companies were leaving. He said that it was a good thing that these companies were leaving because the big trees, these big companies, right? He says the big trees were choking out the little trees. In Silicon Valley's culture, our history is so rooted in startups, right? It's in these young, innovative, these idealistic, right, brilliant people who are saying, man, I want to build this business. I got this idea for the future. And that's why we got the Apples and the Facebooks, right? The Oracles, all these amazing companies, right? Even Adobe, right, out of here in San Jose. I mean, this is where they started it. And so now that so many of them are, again, they're leaving, it leaves huge opportunity for you to come in here and start your business or work for that startup that you get that opportunity to work for. And look, you can't buy a home, right? You can't buy a home unless someone's selling a home. So, hey, when we get people selling, that's where I'm going to come in and I'm going to help you buy a home, okay? So hopefully those cons didn't scare you too much. Yeah, it's expensive. Yeah, I get it, right? So what? It's expensive because it's worth it, all right? We got some homelessness. We got problems. Sure. So does every city. But there's no city in the world that can offer what San Jose offers in terms of the weather, the culture, the oceans and the beaches, right? Well, oceans are beaches, I guess. The oceans, the mountains, right? Just all the different things you can do, the food and the people. I'm telling you, there's nowhere like San Jose. Hey, I just made a video called Top 7 Reasons Why I Moved Back to San Jose. Click on that video. And if you're looking to move to San Jose, you definitely let me know. I'd be glad to pick you up at the airport, give you a tour around town, and you know, go have dinner and hang out and enjoy life. Because hey, what else are we gonna do? You know. So thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you in the next video.